The worst thing that can happen if you go for a dream is always better than the best thing that can happen if you don't. Back in college, this time not in Los Angeles, but in Indonesia.
Carter Sullivan, everybody.
What's up, yo? Good morning, y'all. What's up? Guess what's happening today? I'm actually gonna go speak at a university in Indonesia. Crazy. How did an American guy like me show up in this beautiful country and now I get the opportunity to speak to college kids at a university? Crazy. I graduated university like 3 years ago and now I'm gonna go back and speak to a few kids. I don't know how many people are gonna be there. Basically, one of the directors of the school said, yo, would you like to come for our English Speakers Day and give the kids a talk about your life and your experiences and all. And I figured I would film it for you guys on YouTube so that if you could not attend, you can hear what I have to say, because I'm gonna be doing like a live Q&A, and I think a lot of you guys as viewers would like to know certain questions, so the students will ask, I will answer, and this video will be me speaking somewhere over there. This view is dope, man. I can't get over it. Boom, baby. Video's about to start. Let's go! Alright, y'all, this is my ride from my Airbnb to the school. I want to show you guys a little bit about what Jakarta traffic is like on a normal day. Not too crazy. I've done this before in cities like Bangkok, but it is more hectic than streets in California. Let me tell you that. You got street vendors, you got a bunch of people on bikes. The traffic laws are present, however, people do what they need to do to get where they need to go as fast as possible. If that means running a red light, that's totally fine. You just gotta keep your head on a swivel and flow like a river. Just make sure you're not a rock. What's goody? Just got to campus? Look at all the bikes. Students know what's up here. Back in college. What's good, everybody? Fakultas Hukum. We're getting help from everybody. We gotta find photo. Makasih. Photo. This is dope, bro, to be back in college. It feels like a mixture of college and high school because they got like super hallways, you know?
So this is the office. This is the language representative. This is Nina. This is Connor. And this is memory. So these are all my staff. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes. We're getting lunch and then we're gonna speak in like 30 minutes and then I'll record a little bit of the speech if I can.
Japanese kind of like food.
Oh, Japanese.
Yeah.
Japanese fast food. That's what we're having for lunch. Let's go. I like that actually. I love Japan too. Let's go. Dumpling. They're showing us around the school.
Carter Sullivan, everybody.
Look at this poster, bro. Native Speaker Day. Carter Sullivan. They made it big time.
Big time.
Thank you.
No.
What did you say? You want to be on the video? What's up? What are you guys selling?
This.
Is this like to raise money for something?
Have you tried mee goreng?
I love mee goreng.
Yes.
They're selling mee goreng. They said buy it because I like it. What is it for? You raise money for something?
Yeah.
For what?
We have an event this year's gathering.
I respect your mission. For you. Do most kids who are college age in Indonesia go to college, you know? Is it common?
Yeah. Nowadays it's common, but it used to be not so common.
Okay.
Because the cost is pretty high.
But do most kids go to high school and stuff like this? Like grade school?
Nowadays, yes.
We're just doing a little quick tour. Then we gotta get to the talk. Know what I mean? This is a question for Indonesians because in America, the sports culture of college is huge, you know?
Yeah.
Like football, soccer, baseball. Do they have a sports team associated with the school?
Yeah, we have.
So you have a soccer team?
Yeah, we have soccer team.
UKI. UKI means Universitas Kristen Indonesia. And UKI has a team.
Oh yeah.
And you guys compete with other colleges?
Yes.
Nice, bro. They got college sports out here. But do they give scholarships?
Yeah, of course.
For sports?
Yes,
all of
athletes.
No way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
They give college sport scholarships.
Yes.
Only for soccer though?
No.
What other sport?
Karate.
Karate?
Yes.
Karate?
And also hockey.
Hockey?
Team hockey.
Really? So like you actually scout people and get better
Yes.
players?
Yes.
That's insane. I didn't even know that was even possible out here.
That is why
That's dope.
If you're a good athlete, come and study in UKI.
Yeah.
Do you recruit in America? Do you recruit Germans?
Yeah.
Hey, Germans, if you guys want to come to Indonesia, yo, that's an opportunity for you to travel and get education for free. Just an idea. That's what I did. That's why I went to Germany. I used my sports skills to live in Germany. Boom, maybe let's go. Coming from America, before I went to Indonesia, I wouldn't even think like, oh, let's go to a university, but now I'm here. Thanks to you guys, I appreciate it. Makasi. All right, so we're walking into the Rector Cup, and this is basketball and futsal tournament, dude. So they have sporting competitions. Do you guys have fraternities in America?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, no way.
Yeah.
You know, like fraternities in America where like they have a house and they have parties and stuff?
We're lacking the house.
Yeah.
But you still have fraternities that have parties?
Yes.
No way! So college is not the same as America, but it's almost.
The culture though is actually
Because you got young people, and wherever you got young people, you're gonna have sports, you're gonna have parties.
And then we come from, you know, outside Jakarta. Most of the students here especially come from outside Jakarta, like from Flores Island.
Other islands?
Yeah, other islands.
Yeah, that's what's cool about college here is that everybody's coming from different islands. Oh dang, here we go, tournament right here. This is sick, like a street ball court, bro. Just chained up. Dope right here. Crazy, bro. There's actually a lot of people over here. They have a little student section beating the drum, too. They were like motioning me to come over, and then they all got crazy when I started walking over here. What's up, yo? College sports, bro, is a thing out here. Thank you, Makasi. Dude, they're all out here to like watch basketball and stuff. The cool thing about just everywhere in the whole world is that when you get a bunch of kids like aged 18 to 25, they have a good time doing anything, bro. Beating drums, playing sports, going to school, it's a good time, man. College, you should go if you can. Or don't and just travel the world and meet other college students. This guy subscribed to me on YouTube. I met him just at the basketball court. We're going in the back way to the student cafeteria. Honestly, the cafeterias of most major universities in the US is one of my favorite places because they have food and they have people and it's the best place to socialize. So let's see if it's the same in Indonesia. Look at this, bro. Oh, this is dope. Look how many people are here. This is sick. This is even better than US cafeterias. You know why? Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they have like 20 street food stands. It's not like the cafeteria food. Street food. Better. I'm waiting here to speak, and I'm with Herto Bastian, and he was basically telling me that this Christian university is one of the oldest, built in 1953, one of the oldest in Indonesia, and I was thinking to myself, that's not that old, but then I realized that Indonesia got its independence in 1945.
August 17.
From the Netherlands?
Yes. Yeah, from
Crazy facts. But yeah, we'll be speaking right here to a few students. Should be fun. I will show you the speech if you weren't able to be here, because I think it's stuff that you might want to hear. And if it is, great. I'm gonna post the video on YouTube. You guys wanna be on YouTube? For YouTube.
If you want it, wow.
Dope. So this interview ended up being over 1 hour long. It was amazing to sit and dialogue with all the kids and share some of my life experiences. For the purpose of this video though, I will only be showing certain clips, certain questions and answers. I will also refilm some of my answers so that I can get my point across as simply and directly as possible. I really do hope that this video inspires you and that my words can add value to your life, because I want to be somebody who makes YouTube videos that are not only entertaining but that are also valuable for the long run. Thank you for watching, y'all. Boom baby, let's go. Alright, thank you for having me, and also I don't understand Indonesian barely at all. I know makasih and sama-sama, so it's okay if you don't think you know English. Please ask questions, because like I'm here for you guys. I want your questions to be answered. And what I'm gonna do is just start out with a very small thing that I wrote that I wanted to share, and then after that I want you guys to just ask questions, and then from there the conversation will flow. Like Herto said, I am a Christian, and that is basically the reason why I do everything. In my life, I can only speak from my own life. My purpose comes from knowing Jesus, and I just want you guys to know that before I came here, I prayed and I asked that God would let me speak the words He wants me to speak. So it's not just myself being here saying, oh, I do cool things, you know, like look at me. I don't want that. I want you guys to know that like God is the reason why I do everything. And the verse that I thought about, I had 2 verses actually, 3. I'll read these 3 verses. I think that these 3 verses are important. The first verse I want to say is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So I always know that God has my best interest in mind, and in anything that you do, if you put the Lord first, it says also in Matthew, seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and he will give you everything that you need, you know? So if you seek God first, then all good things will happen. In my opinion, I know that this is true because I've felt it in my own life. And then also James 1:5 says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. So if you're ever confused in your life and you're thinking, what should I do? You know, who should I date? What food should I eat? I don't know, simple things. You can ask God for wisdom, and he actually will give you peace and wisdom in certain situations. And I've felt this true in my own life. And then the last one, 1 Timothy 1:7 says, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. If you get anything from this message, I want to start with the most important. Seek the kingdom of God by reading the Bible, and your life will be transformed. Period. I could walk out of here now and be happy. But now with that, I'm going to start the native speaker day. Yeah, so my name's Connor. If you haven't seen the YouTube, which I don't expect all of you to have seen, I'm from Los Angeles, California. I was born there. I grew up there. I went to college there. Like you guys are in college now. I was in Los Angeles playing football. And once I graduated college, my passion was travel, film, and sports. And since I played football in college, I got the opportunity to move to Germany and to play professional football. And while I was there, I started my YouTube channel. So it was like the perfect situation. I got to use my sport dream to accomplish my film and travel dream at the same time. So then once I got to Germany, the videos started picking up. I started getting more views. And it turned out that after 1 year of doing YouTube, I was able to full-time support myself just through YouTube. And this was a dream come true because travel and film was always above my passion for sports. Because I've always read books like The Alchemist. I've read books like, you know, honestly, Harry Potter really inspired my like creativity. And it made me want to just see the world more because I knew he was from London. I was like, hey, I want to go to London one day. Yeah, I would always read, I would watch television shows. Anthony Bourdain was a big inspiration for me, Bear Grylls. So I saw these people and I really wanted to be like a travel YouTuber. Not a travel YouTuber. I always wanted to have my own travel show. And then it just turned out that YouTube was perfect because I could do it on my free time, on my own time, and that's pretty much it. I'll just keep it simple. Now that's where I'm at. I am currently traveling the world. My first stop was Bali, and I plan to just stay in Bali 1 month. I started making videos about Indonesia and Bali, and they started doing well. And a lot of the viewers said, hey, you should check out more places in Indonesia. So I said, hey, why not go to Jakarta? And I never travel with a plan. That's why I'm still single, because I have no plan, and it's okay. And this is perfect for me. I want to be young, single, and the benefit also of me being single is I don't have to have a lot of money. You know, so I travel and do YouTube, but I'm not like super rich. I'm not like making like millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands. I have like just enough to pay for my food, pay for my housing, pay for my flight, and that's all I need. If you want to know, like these are the only things I brought on my trip around the world. This is it, 2 bags, and it has my camera, it has my drone, it has like, this is the clothes I wear pretty much every day. These 2. I have like 1 long sleeve shirt, and then I have like more socks and underwear, obviously, okay? But like, I really just wear 1 pair of clothes and travel the world, and that's my plan right now, because that's my dream. And I also wanted to tell you guys this. There's only one of you, and a lot of times we forget that God made each one of us so unique with like a specific dream and vision that He gave each one of you. You know, He didn't make you guys the same for a reason, because the body of Christ is one that has different members. Some people have a dream for traveling the world and being a filmer, right? Some people have dreams of being a teacher, right? Some people have dreams of being a doctor, lawyer, and you need all of them to have a good society. So that's what I want to encourage you. If you have a specific dream that you think God is calling you to, you should pursue it. And you should do it even though it might be scary, and that's what I'm doing right now. Think about how scary it must be for me I left my home country with barely anything. My family's all away.
Yeah.
I'm living completely by myself.
Yes.
In a country I don't speak the language at all. If you could put yourself in my shoes for a second, it is and it was very scary. But I will tell you, when you move in the direction that you know God has called you, things start to happen and they work out in your favor. God has plans to prosper you. Look, I'm speaking at a Christian university now. I've met new people that I previously did not know.
Yeah.
I was staying in an Airbnb the other day that one of my subscribers said, hey, you can stay here for free. I see that you're a Christian and I want to support your mission. I am using a motorcycle scooter where another one of my subscribers said, yo, you can use my bike because I like what you're doing. You know, so like things start happening and you start meeting people and things start working. But if you never take the step of faith to go, then you won't be able to see these beautiful things. You can start out the questions. Don't be afraid to ask.
Tepuk tangan dulu dong. Clap your hands.
What's up, guys? It's the next day. I'm in my Airbnb and I basically just want to run through the Q&A pretty simply, pretty quickly because it went over an hour and I want to give you the gist of it. I'm going to try to go quick, but I got a lot of stuff to share with you guys based on what the kids asked. I started out my talk telling everyone that my whole purpose for living life and traveling the world is because I do believe in God, and I don't want the words that I speak on YouTube and to people to be my own, you know, because I'm just a human. What does a human know? We all know that we're flawed and we have our own intentions in mind, but I do not ever want to bring across my own ideas. Any ideas that you've heard me speak about in my videos before have come directly from this book. And I believe that wisdom and true energy and joy comes directly from God through the Bible. I read the Bible and I want to encourage you guys, if you are ever down or confused or you don't know what to do, pick up the Bible and it will be the best investment you have ever made. Really. Because anytime I have needed a word of encouragement, anytime I have felt lonely or had any human emotion or I was confused of what to do, the Bible has always led me directly to where I need to go because the truth will set you free. When we are always confused, the world is always chasing all these things, you're never going to find a direction. But the true direction will give you true peace and true energy. And I just want to be somebody who goes around the world and conveys true truth and true wisdom and joy and peace and hope and love and energy. And that, my friends, comes directly from the Bible. The energy you see in my videos comes directly from this book because I've read it and I have come to believe in the truth of what Jesus has called us to do and what Jesus has said in the Bible. And I just want to be straight up with you guys. Invest some time reading the Bible while you're still alive, and I can guarantee you that it will be the best time spent. You spend maybe 2 hours on Instagram every day, 2 hours watching YouTube. Cut out 10 minutes of that and read the Bible and see how it drastically changes your life, because it has changed mine enough that I am speaking on YouTube about it. Really. Test to see if I'm just a crazy guy. Maybe I am, but it's worth it. Pick up the Bible and read it. And if that's the only thing you hear in this message, hear the message. And I did share a couple Bible verses. Oh yeah, I talked about this. I talked about how God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future." We can be certain that God, as we seek Him, He wants our best interests in mind. God is never looking to make your life miserable and difficult. He wants you to become the best version of yourself and the best person you can be. That does not mean that life will be easy. We all know that physical and mental struggle is what makes you better. So when you're going through these things, understand that in the end, the fruit of your toil will be very good. So understand this. God is always working out for your best interest in mind. James 1:5, if any of you lacks wisdom, ask God who gives generously to all without reproach. So God will give you wisdom if you need it in any situation. Simple ones. If you're looking to be in a relationship, if you're looking for a new job, you know what I mean? If you're looking to move over to Indonesia and start filming videos like I did, I asked God for wisdom and it just became so clear what I should do. And I tell you that asking God for wisdom works. 1 Timothy 1:7, God gave us a spirit not of fear but of power, love, and self-discipline. If you are fearing, the spirit that you are listening to is not from God. The spirit that God gave us is power, love, and self-discipline. You can be confident and bold that God will lead you in a way where you have peace. And if you don't feel peace, continue to ask for it. And then once you feel peace in a direction, God will lead you boldly. All right? So remember these things. And I want you to know that these Bible verses give me peace and confidence and boldness. Because once you know the truth of the Bible, you will be set free. You will know that even in difficult situations, God will take care of you. That's how I started the talk. Now let's get to the Q&A. Hopefully you guys can take something from it, because I hope that my videos are more than just some entertainment, you know? I hope that they're actually adding value to your life. Biggest advice, pray to God, read His Word, and see how it dramatically changes your life. If you get anything from this video, seek God above everything in the Bible and see how it changes your life, period. Just remember that one day when you are down. Connor said, read the Bible. Maybe it will work. It's worth a shot. Tell you that. It is worth a shot. All right, here's the Q&A. I told people that everyone is unique. You watching this video, you are unique. You are not like anyone. None of your friends, none of your family, nobody ever who has lived or will live will be like you, who will be a mixture of the music you like, the food you like to eat, the things you like to do, the dreams that you have, okay? So you, honestly, you owe it to everyone to do what is on your heart, to have and go for a dream. For example, for me, I'm traveling the world. I love film. I love traveling. I love sports. I'm mixing all of these things in these videos, and I do believe that they are putting a positive influence in society. This is just one example. Let me straighten the camera. This is just one example of how somebody who goes for a dream and passion that's unique to themselves will benefit me and everyone else. So you have to go for yours. If you want to be a singer, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, whatever, you have to go for it, because there's no one ever like you that will exist ever again. And you might get to a position where you help somebody out, and I think that is the most rewarding thing. When you go for a dream and then you see how that has inspired someone else, whoop, that's dope. Honestly, that is dope. When I see messages saying, yo, Connor, you inspired me so much, your videos have given me some energy that I didn't have, then that makes me think, how could I ever have not gone for what I believe I should be doing? How could I ever have just been sitting in LA wishing I'm doing this now? No, never wish. And I talk about this later in the video. The worst thing that can happen if you go for a dream is always better than the best thing that can happen if you don't. Think about that. You have a dream, right? You go for it. Maybe you don't get to the very top, but you go for it. The worst thing that can happen if you go for it. Maybe you meet some people, you learn some things. That's always better than the best thing that can happen if you don't. Because you're stuck right here. You're just staying over here. No, you have to always go for it. You have to go for it. Because you're gonna learn things, you're gonna meet people, and it's gonna lead you into other avenues of life than if you don't go for it. So you always have to go for that dream, really. As long as you're not hurting anybody else or yourself. Dreams are often, people think that there's this big old thing. In reality, dreams are just small steps, literally. It's not like giant steps, okay? You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my gosh, it's so far away. No, a dream is just the next step. You have to think about it like that, okay? It might be at the top of the staircase, but just take the next step. Who do you have to talk to get there? If you don't have money to travel, how are you gonna make money? Go get a job, save up. Make a plan. Ask more questions. So these are things that you have to do every day, and I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll talk about this in the video. I'm getting excited. Things will always happen. As you seek God, beneficial things will happen. He will always lead you into situations that will help you. For example, I'm traveling in a new country, right? I've prayed to God. I've asked you guys to pray for me. And I spoke at the Christian university. I just met a ton of Christian students. I was staying in an Airbnb the other day that a subscriber of mine said, yo, you can use my Airbnb for free because I like the message that you're putting out on YouTube. I'm currently using a motorcycle. Someone said you can use it for free because I like the message you're putting out on YouTube. I'm meeting Christians from all over the place that saying, hey, come stay at my home, come stay this. I'm meeting people from all over, Christian or not, that are saying, yo, come eat meals with me, this and that. So if you go out and you do things, it will start to happen. People will help you because I think that is natural for people to want to help other people. Starting YouTube, how do you start YouTube? And how do you start anything? Do it. Absolutely, you have to just do it. You have to make a video and agree in your heart that it's gonna be bad, all right? This is gonna be the worst video ever. Post the video. Just post the video. Literally, post the video. Don't even wait until this video is over. Delete this YouTube page right now and go film a YouTube video and upload it. It's gonna be scary as heck. You're gonna be scared that people are gonna not think of you the right way. Just do it, all right? If you wanna be a singer, go record a song right now, okay? If you wanna talk to someone, go talk to them right now. That's the best advice I have, because eventually you're gonna have to get over this fear of pleasing other people. And once you get over that fear, you're almost unstoppable, okay? So you have to just do it. Understand that you have to have a building block. Your first video is not gonna be very good, just like the steps I was talking about. You post it, you get feedback, all right? Maybe you needed to add music, all right? The next video is a little better. Maybe you needed to, be a little bit better with speaking and storytelling, all right? The next video is a little bit better, but you have to post number one. So start and post as soon as possible. That's what it is. Don't expect perfection. How else can you do anything without action? You cannot. So take action today because you're only getting older. We forget that we're actually gonna die. You are actually gonna die one day. So when you're almost dead, are you gonna be like, oh, I'm glad that I didn't do it because people didn't judge me? No, you're gonna be like, shoot, I should have done it earlier, so do it today. That's it. Thoughts without actions are worthless. Okay, someone asked about color grading in videos. Not important for me. Personality and energy and passion are number one when making videos or doing anything. If you have passion for what you do, then all the extra fluff doesn't really matter, okay? When I'm speaking about videos, I actually have passion for what I'm talking about, and you guys can feel the energy when I'm traveling because I love doing it. If I was just doing it for views, it wouldn't be as passionate. The color grading, the editing, it's not as important as actually having passion. Same thing if you want to be a doctor or whatever you want to do, you should do things that you actually want to do because then when you wake up, you will actually want to do them. I know that's simple, but a lot of times we forget about these very simple things. And it's not about money either. If you actually want to do something that doesn't make a lot of money, do it. Because then you're gonna wake up and then you're gonna find different avenues of how you might be able to make more money doing what you love doing. When I started doing YouTube, I made zero money. I'm going like this. Zero money for years, 2 years, 3 years. Now I'm finally making a little bit of money so I can live, but I'm still doing what I love doing. Just start and get better as you go on. I started editing on basic software using a phone. People are saying, oh, do I need a camera? Do I need a computer? A nice computer? No, you don't. You need a phone. Everyone has a phone. I guarantee you're watching this video on some sort of device that can record video and edit video. So do it. Don't have an excuse of blah, blah, blah. If you guys know who Casey Neistat is, he used to edit his videos on a basic editing software. And his videos have millions of views. And people are always asking him, how do you do this? How do you do that? He has nice camera equipment now, but guess what? He started at square one. And he got better and better and better. So start on what you have. The phones you have now are better than Hollywood cameras 50 years ago, really. And as I'm talking to you guys, I'm honestly talking to myself too. So when I'm passionate, like I talk to myself all the time in the mirror. I'm like this, Carter, you don't need a freaking camera. You don't need a video. Who cares what people think? You have to do it right now. You have to do it right now. Really. I'm always in here talking to myself. So don't think you're alone if you talk to yourself. I'll talk about this later in the video. It's gonna be so long, 12 minutes. I hope this is like inspirational because this is the longest YouTube video I've posted in a while. Worst thing that has happened to me. I talked about this in the talk, and basically I've been in a lot of situations that are technically bad, right? But I do continue to have a positive attitude. I'm reading off this so I can be concise. Because I am able to see life as a gift, really. I think life is a gift, and as I am alive, bro, I'm alive. I don't have to worry about a lot of things if I'm thinking about myself only, right? I have to just be able to eat food, sometimes have a roof over my head. I've been in situations where I had to sleep outside while traveling, and that's okay. It's part of life. So I wouldn't even consider that negative. I've been in situations where I've almost died before. I got stepped on by a horse, whatever. It almost stepped on my head. I had blood poisoning coming up to my arm. I had to go to the hospital. They had to slice my thumb with a razor blade. I almost died when I was traveling one time. I got really sick. I lost 15 pounds in a couple of days. And in all those situations, I was able to remain positive because I really didn't think that they were that severe in the time. And I might have been negative in the moment a little bit, but looking back, I honestly look fondly on memories that were really hard for me because it's allowed me to be a better person today. And all the people that I look up to have gone through really hard times growing up, and that has made them a better man, really. It's made them a better man. All the hard times you go through make you a better person. And in the moment you might be like, this kind of stinks, but you should be able to say, look, God has provided for me. I'm 26 years old. Think about how many meals I've had to eat to stay alive. God gave me every single one of those meals, and I'm still alive. So I really have been able to keep a positive mindset, again, because of the Bible. I believe in the truth of the Bible. So hard time for me, personally, I'm not really one to look back on a time and say this was really hard, because I look fondly on hard times. But the hardest thing that I've been able to deal with, or had to deal with, and I think you can relate, everybody can relate, is when people you love go away, when they die, okay? These are hard times. I've dealt with death of family members, and I guarantee you have too, or you will. You will. This is life. I've dealt with death of close friends. It was a couple years ago, okay? And it is difficult because you're not gonna see them again. But how do I deal with it? I have hope in a future with Christ in heaven. Simple. And I really believe that. So I'm not here sulking that I'm not going to see them again. I believe that Christ raised them from the dead and that I'll see them again. Really, this is simple. I really do believe that this is true and this gives me joy that I'm going to see them again. And that's the hardest thing that I've ever been faced with, the death of family members and friends. How long did it take me to get 1,000 subscribers? It took me over 2 years, I want to say. I started out with 0. Everyone starts out with 0 on YouTube. And it's exponential, we all know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 10,000, 20, 100, you know? So it's always exponential. You know, I used to gain 1 subscriber every week, and then I would gain 3, 4, and then recently I've been gaining like a couple thousand per day. Crazy, you know what I mean? But it always starts slow in everything. Compound interest is something that works for a lot of avenues of life. So the advice would be do what you love anyway. Do what you would do even if no one watched. It works for YouTube, it works for anything. I love traveling so much that even if YouTube did not exist and I couldn't speak to a camera to anyone, I would spend all my money on traveling. Before I even made YouTube videos, I did that. I would spend my money, I would drive to Mexico and just get tacos with my friends. And that was so fun for me. We would do it every weekend. We'd get tacos, you know, we'd buy some street food. We would just talk with the locals, and it was so much fun. And I had so much fun in Mexico that I bought a flight with my friends, 2 weeks in Asia. I spent $500 and all I had was $600. So I had $100 to spend on food. I spent everything, had to end up borrowing money from my friends. I barely filmed the trip, and it wasn't about YouTube. It was about being in the culture. So even if YouTube didn't exist, I would still be traveling. I would be moving to China. I'd be moving to Indonesia, working at McDonald's, you know? And when I was done with my shift, I'd be out speaking, eating, visiting new things. This is really my passion. So do what you love, and the people that love the same thing will watch your videos, and hopefully you'll be able to gain an audience. That's all I have to tell you. Do what you love, and if nobody watches, even if nobody watches, so it's not a job, because this is not a job for me. I do make videos. It takes time to edit and film, but I really do have passion for this. How do you get over fear of what people say? This is huge. I used to really care what people think. And I still do because I'm a human. I'm not some robot, all right? But I've been on YouTube long enough where I have more thick skin. And let me tell you, I do still worry. A million people could say, I love your video, it is so good. And then one person could say, this guy's annoying. Some American who thinks blah, blah, blah. Because people make those comments. They think that Americans are dumb and loud. And I think I am more energetic than most, and some people can take that the wrong way. But whatever, it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, if you're just a human standing there, not everybody's gonna like you. You can literally, I can just stand here like this. And some people watching the video will be like, dude, you're black shorts? You're wearing shorts? What the frick? Literally, people say stuff like this on social media. And even somebody who doesn't make YouTube, you guys understand that if you do anything, not everyone's gonna like you. So you have to get to the point where you have thick skin and you do not worry about what people think. It's so much easier said than done. Like I said, I still read comments and think, maybe they're right. Shoot, man. I come to the conclusion that as a human in general, you must accept the fact that if you are alive and doing anything, someone won't like you. And this is only magnified in the public eye, so I have really become an individual where no matter what people say, I'm cool with it. That's true. I thank YouTube, honestly. I really thank YouTube and the comments, because it has allowed me to become so much more self-confident, where I see and hear people's opinions and I just say, it doesn't matter. As long as I am doing what I believe to be correct, respecting other people and cultures, and just living life the way that I believe to be right. If people have little things to say like, I don't like his videos, or I don't like his energy, or this or that, they can say what they want, but it doesn't affect me, because at the end of the day, they have their own life to live, I have my own life to live. I'm never going to allow somebody to alter my way of living just by an opinion. I also have yet to meet somebody in person who comes up to me and says, your videos stink. People love to type on the keyboard, but that's whatever, man. You cannot let that happen. Think of people like Justin Bieber, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. These people have millions of people that love them, but they also have millions of people that hate them and write them comments like bad things, dude. You could all just go to the YouTube comment section and you can see some really nasty things, but it comes with the territory. Anytime you're gonna be in front of the public eye the more people that love you, the more people that will dislike you. That's just a fact. So I've had to get over this, and it's honestly really helped me build my self-confidence by being in front of a large audience. Oh, also this. I have come to realize this. The people that speak negatively are the ones that need my positive message even more. So I say, wow, people are negative and they need this message. So hopefully I will be able to change people's perspective by giving true joy and energy to them, you know? Because those that support what I'm doing, they're benefiting from my videos. But those that are really upset or angry, they need help. Really. The people that are honestly using their precious time to tear other people down, those are the people that need to be built up the most. So think about that next time someone ridicules you or is angry or upset. Underneath that barrier is a very insecure person. You will understand this to be true as you get older, because nobody that's secure in themselves will ever look at somebody else and say, and try to tear them down, unless that person is legitimately harmful and malicious. If somebody's legitimately and harmful and malicious and I see them, I will stop them at any time, okay, from hurting other people. But if somebody is like me, is just doing YouTube videos, stuff like this, and somebody decides to tear me down, that person needs help. So I want to help you if you need help, because you need help. Final decision to travel. Why did I make it? So I basically bought a ticket when I was in Los Angeles in the middle of the night. Was it a revelation moment? The moderator asked me that. It wasn't really a revelation moment. It was more like I was thinking so much about what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do, travel the world and film videos. I'm single right now. I have a little bit of money saved up to do that. Everything lined up perfectly, literally. But I just kept talking to everyone. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, this and that. Have you ever done that? Have you ever had a dream and you just keep talking? Oh, one day, and then what happens? Then a month later, you're still talking about it. A year later, you're still talking about it. 2 years later, you're still talking about it. 5 years later, you're married, you have kids, you can't do your dream anymore. So do it now. And I was thinking about these things. And I just said, frick it. I'm going to go and see what happens. And that's what happened. And good things happened. When you go for your dream, good things happen. All right? I will tell you that right now. You have to just go. You can't just think about it. If you want to sing, you have to be like Elf and just get up there and say, I'm in a store and I'm singing, and I'm in a store and I'm singing. Okay? That's literally it. Understand you are only moving closer to death. You will die. You have to realize this. Don't talk anymore, just do it. If you have what it takes to do it right now, do it now. It will never be perfect opportunity. Never will be perfect. So just do it now, okay? When you're 80 years old, you'll thank yourself, okay? If you don't have money, start working today, all right? Some people don't make excuses. Find the next step. If the next step is getting money, then get money somehow. If the next step is buying a ticket, then buy a plane ticket somehow, okay? There's always a next step you can do. And sometimes people think, well, I'm here and I want to be here. I can't get there. There's all these steps. Freaking walk, all right? I'm talking to myself, all right? So don't think that I'm yelling at you. Carter, you don't need a freaking camera. You don't need a video. Who cares what people think? You have to do it right now. Don't go to the party tonight. Work on your dreams, okay? Don't just go sit with your friends and talk about what you want to do. Do it right now. We're scared of human opinions. But why would we want opinions from those people who don't even support our mission? Yeah, a lot of times we're scared if we do something, people will say, oh, I don't think you can do that, you know? It's not gonna work. So why would you even have those people as friends who say, yeah, it's not gonna work? Don't. Go for your mission, and the people that stay around you and stick by you and support you, those are your real friends. And you'll find out real quick that in life, you have a few good ones. You're not gonna have 40 good friends. You can only have time to spend with a few anyways. So just go for your dreams, man, and God will always provide for you, all right? He will give you a hope in the future. You will be able to eat. There will be opportunities, and there'll be hard times, but you're gonna grow and be a better person, all right? So look at those things. Hard times are good. You become a better person. So rejoice. You're doing push-ups and you're sweating. Praise God that I have a body that can sweat. You're traveling and you have no money. Praise God that I have to be creative to try to find money and talk to people and become a more literate, communicative human being. These are better qualities to have anyways. The goal of life is not to arrive safely at death. It's a one-way road. We think that, oh, we're gonna live forever. No, no, no. You go like this. This is where you are born and this is where you die. You can only go this way, okay? You're not, the point of life isn't to arrive safely at your grave and just like, kind of like hop in, you know? It's great. No, it's to go freaking hard. So I had so many thoughts like this, and I finally booked my flight because I knew if I stayed in LA, I might die in a car crash the next day and never accomplish my goal. And the world is not as scary as you think. Once you leave and you get into it, you realize things that I'm going to talk about later, okay? You have to basically draw the line in the sand and go. Where have I felt the safest or most comfortable? Okay, this is going back to the world is not as scary. I have felt very safe and comfortable in every single country that I've been to. Fact. China, India, Cambodia, Indonesia. Where else have I been? I've been all over Europe. I've been to Mexico, I've been everywhere, okay? I've been to over 30 countries. And I've realized that people are just people. This is so simple, but we forget this, all right? We look at the news and we look at all these things and we think, oh my gosh, it's a different world out there. And yes, it's different, but the main thing that's different is people speak a different language, they eat different foods that we haven't seen before, and they might look a little different. Other than that, people are people. What do? They listen to music, they play sports, they have families, they go to dinner together, they dance, they laugh, they cry. They desire to be loved by people. We're all the same. We're literally all the same. We get hungry. We get tired. So when I go to all these countries, I learn their language a little bit and I communicate a little bit, but then I just realize, dang man, the Indians, the Indonesians, the French, the Germans, we're all the same. We want the same thing. Everybody watches soccer. We watch the World Cup. We watch movies. We go out and we dance, you know what I mean? It's super legit. And I felt so welcomed by everyone because I do try to appreciate every single culture, and as I do that, I get welcomed in because people know that I'm not there to try to put them down, because why would you put anyone down if you're literally the same as everyone? Somebody asked me the other day, they said, do I think that Asian people, some Indonesian, they asked me, do I think that Asian people are below Westerners? And I looked at him like, why would you even ask that question? Because apparently somebody who was from a Western country said that they thought Westerners were above. That's just a ridiculous concept. Every human being is on the same playing field. Americans, Indonesians, Germans, South Africans, Australians. I can name every country. We're all the same. So don't ever get it twisted, all right, in your head just because of what some random person who doesn't know what they're talking about says. So don't be afraid to travel because people help you. I walk down the street, I ask a question, people want to help. There are people that are not good in every country too. There are bad people in every country. This is the same everywhere. You could run into a bad person in America, just like you could run into a bad person in Indonesia. You have to be street smart, all right? This is something that, I don't know, you guys don't know my background. I would consider myself someone who is pretty street smart. I lived in Los Angeles for 4 years, considered a dangerous city. You have to be smart. After a certain time, you don't go to certain neighborhoods. Sometimes you don't go to certain neighborhoods at all. But as long as you can keep your head on straight, do your research ahead of time, and just be street smart, you will be okay. Find people that will help you, and God will guide you, for real. Pray to God, He will guide you. Do not be scared. Don't look at the news. Look at what's actually happening. Most unique things I have experienced, food is different, and where people live. Contrast between rich and poor as far as housing situations. Like I've been in slums in India, and I've been in really high-rise, nice places, and that's probably the most unique, shocking thing is seeing the contrast between how people live. But I do realize that after being around the world, sometimes people who live in are happier because they have community. They have smiles on their faces even in the midst of being less income families, if that makes sense. Life does not consist of an abundance of possessions. You have to understand this. I'll talk about it later. The more stuff that you have does not mean that you are happier, okay? Honestly, it makes you more a slave to things. The more stuff you have, the more you have to take care of it. And the more that the things that you have control you. That's why I only travel with 2 bags. I have 2 bags. I showed my friends. It's this one and a little camera bag down there. So yeah, I travel with 2 bags because I don't want things to hold on to me. I want to be able to go at any time, anywhere. Someone can say, yo, you want to hop on my motorcycle and go to Jakarta? Yes. I put my bag on my back and I go. I don't say, hey, I got 3 suitcases. I can't really... Screw that. If that ever happened to me, I'd throw away my stuff. Because I'm a traveler, my dream is to travel the world. I travel light. I have this one shirt. I have another long sleeve shirt. I have these shorts. I have a pair of long sleeve pants, 1 pair of shoes, sandals, and that's pretty much it. And honestly, that's too much for me. I think I'm just gonna downsize to 1 pair of shirt and shorts because I don't need to please anyone. I'm not here to smell good or look good or whatever. I'm here to travel the world, and I can do that with a camera and myself, and that's it. Simple, bro. Simple. Having less has made me mentally more free. So if you feel cluttered, go into your room and literally throw stuff away. If you don't need it, throw it away. If you haven't used it in the past 30 days, year, 5 years, sometimes we have things sitting in our room we haven't looked at in 5 years. Throw it away. Literally throw it away. That's my philosophy because you don't need stuff. You need your body, you need food, you need a couple pairs of clothes. Obviously, if you live in a house, I don't live in a house right now, I'm traveling. But if you live in a house, you can have more clothes, but try to downsize, all right? Read the book, The Life-Changing Art or Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It's a good book. I don't want to buy new things. Somebody asked about if I want to buy new things. I don't desire to buy new things. I only desire to buy things that will help me accomplish my dreams. So plane tickets, camera equipment if I need it, you know, sometimes a motorcycle here and there. But I'm not looking to buy a Rolex or a nice Supreme shirt. That's just my personal opinion because it hasn't added any value to my life. It has actually only decreased my life. Having more stuff that the world says I should have just to have it has made my life more difficult, so I got rid of it. Somebody asked about, do I ever get lonely? And I wrote my answer right here. Yes, I do. I felt lonely the first day in Bali. I was like, dang it, should I have done this? I booked a flight and now I'm just sitting here in a foreign country. What do I do? But then I found that behind the anguish of loneliness is a self-confidence that is unbreakable. You have to be lonely for a little time, but then look at this. If you can learn to be alone with your thoughts and reason with yourself, then you can do anything. I have spent so much time with myself that I've really gotten to know myself, and this is a very real thing. We must be able to know ourselves and what makes us excited and passionate and fearful, and then you have conversations and you work it out. You might think that I'm crazy. I'm reading this because it's way more concise. You might think that I'm crazy, but be aware of it today as you go around. Seriously, think about it. Think about this as you walk around. This is what you should think about. Your thoughts are always there. You're always asking questions about what you should do and what you should think. Thinking is by nature two-sided because in order to make decisions, you must have two choices. Why is this true? I don't know. But there are always two choices and therefore two voices in your head. And I've learned to listen to the one that produces the best result in the long term, even though sometimes the short-term voice might offer temporary satisfaction. I can elaborate more in another video. So yeah, basically, you know this to be a fact. You're always thinking, okay, what should I do here? There's choices. Should I eat here? Should I eat here? Should I go here? Should I go here? Should I call them? You're always doing that. If things were so obvious, you would never think. You just do. Eat, blah, blah, blah. No, you're always thinking, what should I do, okay? So by being alone, you are able to figure out the voice that is the best one for your long-term success. And that's the one you should always follow. Should I eat this cupcake or eat healthy food? You should always do this one. Sometimes it's okay, you know, but be smart. Should I work out or not work out? Try to make the decision that is the best one in the long term and then you'll have the best life. Seriously. And only by being alone have I been able to really control my mind. If you're always around people. You need your family and friends. But if you're always around them, you're gonna always need them for every decision. But you have to be a self-sufficient man or woman. When you're not around them, when you have your own life, you have to be able to make also your own decisions. And say, look, ultimately, this is my life. I'm making this decision. Being alone has been so beneficial, and I cannot stress the importance of doing this for yourself. Even if you're not traveling the world, you should be able to sit in your room at night and think, this is my name, and this is what I want to accomplish in the life that God has blessed me with. How am I going to get there? I have a choice to make tomorrow. I can either work towards it or away from it. So always try to gear yourself and orient your life to make the choice that will be the best for the best life that you could possibly live. Simply be alone with yourself and make that choice. Because if you continue to be around people that make choices for you, then you end up just being a result of the mob, okay? You're just like, you're not even yourself anymore. You're just a mob's decision. That's not being unique. So I encourage you to be alone and find this out. It has tremendously strengthened my relationship with Jesus also. A relationship with Jesus. So the relationship with Jesus is very personal. You must spend time praying and talking to Him and reading His Word. And the peace and the joy you find in the midst of being alone or fearful is worth giving it a try. Trust me. Alright, you're still alive right now. Be alone with Jesus. Ask Him for peace and He will give it to you. Okay? And being alone in a personal relationship. Think about a relationship with a loved one. A boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife. You have to be alone with them to know them. And it's the same thing with Jesus. Simply put. Advice for people to travel alone. As a man, go. That's my advice. Do your basic research. Make sure you know the situation of the country. Obviously, it's not smart to just fly into like a war zone. But if the country is relatively safe, which is pretty much most places in the world, literally most places in the world, if you look it up, are pretty dang safe. Just go. As a man, freaking go. As a woman, I don't know all the cautions you should take, but I would also say go. But my sisters, I have sisters, I have a mother as well, and they do say, hey, you know, they want the girls to travel with other people. Just be smart, but you gotta go, man. You gotta see the world. Most people want to help you. You can find hostels that have been stayed at by many people that have many reviews, and you will meet people from around the world and have a great time. What else? What else? What do I think about Indonesian people? They have been nothing but welcoming. And I want to say thank you guys. Honestly, the Indonesian people have been nothing but hospitable. They have smiled at me and given me directions anytime I was lost. They have always helped me. I really feel comfortable here. That's why I'm still here. I've been living here for a month and a half, And I had no plans, man. I had plans to stay here for a couple weeks. So I really feel at home here, and I'm definitely gonna stay here for a while. And when I leave to travel the world, I will come back and visit for sure. First place I traveled, Mexico, I told you. And the video that got me inspired to travel is this video right here. Watch this. Casey Neistat, I watched this video, and then I watched Walter Mitty movie. And then I was hooked. I said, I'm going to Asia. And once I went to Asia for the very first time and came back, I said, this is my lifestyle. I'm gonna do it even if it makes me broke. And I'm not broke yet. And when I get broke, then I think someone asked me what would happen if I'm broke. I'll tell you later. How do I divide my time when I'm traveling? So basically, being alone has allowed me to figure out what's most important to me. What's most important to me? My faith, my mental health, my physical health, and my job, which is considered YouTube, all right? So I basically figure out, I wrote it down. I have non-negotiables. I'm still working on this. I spend almost no time on social media and YouTube, only to post, all right? But if you stop social media, you'll have so much more time, okay? So you figure out what you really want in life and what you have to do to get there every day. That's what I did. I figured out that I really want to have a strong relationship with Jesus. I really want to be a mentally beast type of person where I read a lot of books, I'm able to have conversations with people from around the world. I figured out that I want to be strong physically so that I can run, I can climb mountains, I can travel. I figured out that I want to have a YouTube channel so that I can travel while making money. And so I just divvy up my time accordingly. You should do the same thing. Whatever you want to do, make sure that you're doing it every day. It's very simple, but it's hard because a lot of times we have distractions. I know that some of you guys are in school, you have to do schoolwork, but if you have free time, don't spend it on social media looking at people who are doing what you want to do. You be the one to do it. And it is hard because social media is addicting, but I would tell you, get off of it and start working towards what you want to do, or start doing what you want to do, because you can literally live the life that you want now. Okay? If you want to be a professional soccer players have to train soccer every day. You forget that, all right? Neymar doesn't just go out on the field and make $1 million. He has to train soccer every day. So if you want to be a soccer player, you're going to have to start training every day. And that's something you can literally do right now. You might not be able to play for PSG right now, but you can go in your backyard and start kicking a ball. If you don't do that ever, you're never going to be a professional, because professionals do that, all right? If you don't make videos or YouTube videos ever, you're never going to be a YouTuber, because YouTubers do that. They make videos. They don't just think about it. What's my workout? I usually do 1,000 movements. I try to just divvy up push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups if I have a bar. I do some like back exercises and dips. I'll show you. This is what I do. I sit in my hotel room. I do some jumping jacks, do some push-ups like this. Usually do like 30 of those, and then I do these sit-ups, and then I do these, you know, keep my back strong, and then I do these little Supermans, but I do sets of 20 of each of those, and then I do these, you know what I mean? And then if you do that 1,000 times, you'll sweat, run around, and then you'll stay in shape, dude. You'll be freaking jacked. Working out is important. It gives you energy, and when I don't work out, I am not as energetic. Absolutely not. I also try to play soccer. When I see kids playing soccer, I played the other day, and that's a good workout too. What would I do if YouTube stopped working? Somebody asked me if YouTube stopped working, what would I do? And if YouTube stops working, it's totally fine, because I will have known that I went for a goal and I did it and I checked off something on the list. If I can't make money off YouTube anymore, then I'm obviously not cut out for it, and I don't want to change my personality to try to make money, if that makes sense. I don't want to be somebody who is not who I am. And if I cannot make money on YouTube being the person that I am, then I don't want to do YouTube anymore. And they asked me what I would do. I would move back home to Los Angeles and work at Whole Foods, which is a health food market. That's the worst case scenario for me. I move back to LA and I work at a grocery store. And you should think about that too. What's the worst thing that can happen to you? If you're watching this video, you're pretty dang blessed. You have some sort of electronic device. I'm assuming you ate food today. You have an opportunity to be a human being. What's the worst thing that can happen to you? You probably work at a local market, right? So just dream higher than that. This is the worst thing. This is the baseline for me, is to work at a grocery store. Now I just aimed a little bit higher. I want to travel the world and make YouTube videos. I think you should do the same. Understand that God has taken care of you for however long you've been alive, and I'm assuming He will continue to do this for you. Continue to seek God and continue to go for your dreams, and good things will happen, okay? Go hard. That's what I do. I go hard in videos, and if it works out, praise God. I already won the lottery, okay? I know who Jesus Christ is. Anything else is gravy, man. I could be a janitor, sweeping the floor, and be having a happy life. Absolutely. But I am pursuing things that are my dream. Being a janitor is not my dream. But if God ever said, look, YouTube's done, you're not gonna make any more money, move back home, be a janitor, work at a grocery store, let's go, fam. I'm about to stack those apples better than anyone, okay? I'm gonna try to do my best, all right? And then when I'm in the grocery store, I'll be thinking of the next idea when I'm done working. Shoot, man, maybe I can make, you know, money doing something else. But always be thinking and always be moving. Whatever you focus on, make it a good aim, all right? I won the lottery already. Am I afraid when I'm in locations with locals and there's like a lot of people looking at me and stuff? No, I'm not. I grew up with 5 kids in my family, so I'm used to being around hectic situations. I lived in Los Angeles for 4 years, crazy traffic, people from all over the world. That's different. LA, I can walk down the street and see somebody who lives, or who's an Asian person, who's an African American person, who's a South American person. I can see somebody from every single continent in Los Angeles. So it's so normal for me to see people from all over the world. And it is funny when I travel to places like Indonesia or India, when people stare at me as if I'm this crazy anomaly, because I am, honestly, in these cultures. Indonesia, 99% or 90, shoot, I don't know the percentage, 98, 99% Indonesians. So when you see people that are foreign, like me walking around, especially people like me who are talking to themselves on the camera, like, yo, what's up? Then I totally understand why people stare. But it's just funny because I'm so used to seeing people from all over the world where I'm from. And yeah, to answer the question, I'm not scared when people are staring or, you know, want to take pictures and stuff, because I understand kind of from their perspective that it's just a super odd thing to see some guy with a camera walking around. Somebody asked about people not supporting. Dude, this guy had a really good question. He said that he had a dream of doing YouTube, and this goes for anybody with a dream. He basically said that the people closest to him, his family and friends, they don't support because they don't think it will happen. And I told him this: either you have only 2 options in life if people that are close to you don't support you. Number 1, you go for your dream and you disappoint them. Number 2, you don't go for your dream and then everybody is not disappointed and you basically just conform to what people think you should do. So those are the only options. And then you basically just have to weigh those options and figure out which one you are willing to do. And I am assuming that if you have a dream, you want to do your dream. So you're gonna have to get over the fact that you will disappoint people that are close to you. So make your peace with them and say, look, I love you guys. I appreciate that you raised me. I appreciate that you guys have been my friends. And I ask that you support me in my dream. But if you don't, I'm doing it anyways. You gotta get over it. Because I said in the beginning of the video, the worst thing that can happen if you go for your dream is better than the best thing that can happen if you don't. Period. Go for your dream and the people that will support you will be around you. And this is the last thing I'll end with. The video's over. Super long. Glad you guys watched to the end. If you really believe in who God is, then you will be confident that He will provide a way. A lot of people ask questions during the Q&A session about certain things, and ultimately my peace and my confidence in going for dreams is because I believe that God will provide a way for me. He will lead me to the right people. If I'm gonna get married one day, He will lead me to the right wife. I don't have to look around stressing, I'm single, I need a wife. I don't have to look around stressing, I need this or that. God will provide a way if you work hard. I don't just sit around. I work hard. I'm disciplined. I'm making videos. I'm traveling. You know, I'm asking questions. Okay, you gotta have some confidence, some huevos, bro. You gotta do things that might be difficult. And if you are confident enough to ask questions and to act, then good things will happen to you. Really, really. If you got anything from this, I hope you did. That's it. Peace. Get off social media, and I'll see you next video. I talked too long, and you have been on the computer way too long. Get the heck off the computer, write down a couple goals and how you can get them done today, and then do them, and then come back tomorrow if you want some more inspiration. And hopefully you don't, because you're doing your own dreams. Peace. That's it. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for everything.
I appreciate it.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. And if you like this type of content, subscribe. I'm gonna continue to travel the world and fulfill my dreams that I talked about in this video. And I think you should find yours as well. Pray to God for wisdom in those things, and He will give you passion. Let's go. Boom, baby. Let's go.